Hi guys, Dustin here with another Star Trek The Official Starships collection from Boss, and today we are taking a look at the U.S.S. Dauntless NX-01-A. Quite weird for a registry number. Consider the fact that this is actually the registry number for the first warp ship, Enterprise. Its Dauntless class launched in 24th century, length of 205 meters. Its only speed is quantum slipstream. That's fast. So here it is. Registry is NX-01-A. Class is Dauntless. Constructed by the Delta Quadrant, created by Species 116. Destroyed in 2374 with a length of 204.82 meters. Decks of 7 and 1 crew member? 1 crew member, really? Top speed is warp 9.999 plus. Propulsion, impulse, and warp engines, quantum slipstream drive, and no captains. I don't know why. In mid-2374, the crew of the U.S.S. Voyager decoded a secret message that led them to the U.S.S. Dauntless NX-01-A. The ship appeared to be the most advanced starship ever developed by Starfleet, and sent to the Delta Quadrant to provide Voyager's crew with a speedy means to return home. But what they don't know is that the Dauntless is part of an elaborate trap by an alien known as Artemis in order to exact revenge on Captain Janeway for helping the Borg defeat Species 8472. So the U.S.S. Dauntless, it appears to be a highly advanced starship vessel, as what we thought. But the reality was far more sinister. So the U.S.S. Dauntless used a quantum slipstream to drive that enabled to cross 10,000 light years as little as to a month. That is fast. I wish we had that kind of abilities here. Artemis is one of the few members of Species 116 who had not been simulated by the Borg. His race was advanced, had extraordinary linguistic skills, had avoided simulation for centuries, hoped that Species 8472 would end the Borg threat. Dauntless actually has a sleek, bullet-like appearance. Core fake message actually used an experimental. It was an experimental vessel that used quantum slipstream travel for faster than any other Starfleet vessel. No showcraft, holodecks, or replicators. Here's the ship, but USS Dauntless' true origins were never revealed, but it appeared to be an advanced ship that has been created by Species 116 to alter by Artemis by using particle synthesis technologies. So this technology made it almost impossible to distinguish Dauntless from a real Starfleet vessel. When the particle synthesis switch off ship's walls, change color and displays on the console changed. So you go from what it appears to be a normal Starfleet bridge to a much more sinister bridge. The quantum slipstreams form a tunnel through subspace. Even if Voyager could enter it, she could stay in slipstream for an hour before it could collapse. Traveling through it places enormous stresses. There's enormous stresses on a ship. The quantum slipstream drive is advanced than anything that Starfleet has developed. Configuration of the warp core was unlike anything that Voyager's crew had seen before. Channeled energy through the deflector open subspace corridors in much the same way Borg use a transwarp coil. If you play Star Trek Online, and once you hit, I think level 50, you actually have that ability to use quantum slipstream. Others hoped to trick the Voyager's crew, thinking Dauntless was a Starfleet vessel. He was frustrated by Janeway's caution and her insistence on checking the ship over first. Data feed. The Voyager entered Borg space. They discovered that the Borg were at war with advanced extra-dimensional race, known as Species 8472. Janeway had come to the conclusion that Species 8472 posed even a greater threat than the Borg and gave the collective a weapon to help them fight them off. In turn, the Borg allowed Voyager to pass through most of their space. Argus race, Species 116, were simulated afterwards. Kind of like helping the enemy. They let you by, no problem. It actually has that sleek bullet design. This actually looks like much of an arrowhead spear used by the Indians. So this is your top view, side view, bow, and stern. So here's one here. Your registry number is right here. And this is where most of the quantum slipstream is seen. We'll take a look once more when we get around to it. Quantum slipstream is one of the number of advanced propulsion technologies the crew of the Voyager encountered during their time in Delta Quadrant. It works by generating energy pulse that both opens maintains a corridor in subspace, generating massive charges into the space-time continuum by altering its quantum state. Voyager was able to follow Dauntless through slipstream, but without a slipstream drive was unable to maintain the corridor's integrity. As a result, the corridor collapsed after approximately an hour. Traveling in the slipstream also placed enormous strain on a ship, and Voyager was ill-equipped to survive once she had entered it. Crew did experiment with their own version of the slipstream drive. It was extremely dangerous. The ship barely survived the experience. And the deflector pulse. So a Starship's deflector is ideal equipped for the work of a quantum slipstream drive. Main purpose is to emit a beam that sweeps out in front of the ship's path. It is relatively simple to alter the beam to emit a narrowly focused warp field to help a subspace corridor. It's not clear how Species 116 particle synthesis technologies work. Far more sophisticated than holographic replicator technology. It's convincing that it cannot be detected even at a molecular level. I'm sorry if this looks blurry. Borg assigned designation species in order to encounter them. Dauntless creators, 116, had been one of the earliest races they met. Humans, for example, are species 5618. That's us, even in real life. So this is your quantum slipstream right here, this little blue rhombus. Imagine piloting one of these ships. So, designing this arrowhead bullet-like ship. So, this mysterious Dauntless may look like one of the most advanced Starfleet's vessels that we can ever imagine, but it was created by the aliens. If this was created by Starfleet, that would have been amazing. The series simple earlier. These are early sketches that Rick Sternbach submitted to the producers who revision they asked for, which also shaving down the bridge. Wait, is there a bridge on here? Oh, there it is. It's like right up here. Yeah, this is your bridge right here, up top. So, as always, Sternbach's drawing identified the most important components. The slipstream generator in front is at the front of the ship could easily be mistaken as a navigator deflector. Most people can actually get that confused. This is a 3D model of the Dauntless in lightwave technology. Intermediary page before the shape, before all the textures added. Here are 3 different pictures right here. In order, the audience gave a slight clue the Dauntless was actually an alien vessel in disguise. VFX experimented with different color schemes. This is your traditional Starfleet blue and gray ship. Basically the main scheme until it actually has that copper-like look for here. Like these 2 ships here. Or these 2 pictures here. Actually is a alien ship. Even though the final Dauntless is something oddity, this Starfleet vessel isn't a Starfleet ship after all. But Sternbach's mind, it's the way that it's designed. I mean, it provides a glimpse of the future of Starfleet design. In its 4th season of Star Trek Voyager, it gained a character who was important as the original series' own Spock or the Next Generation's Data, the former Borg drone of 7 of 9. Now, over the course of 2 episodes, 7 of 9 evolved from a completely simulated drone to a young woman. This was her early Borg drone until it moves on to here. From the beginning, 7 and 9 had a confrontational relationship with Janeway, questioned the captain's unwavering belief in humanity. Voyager's 4th season, Hope and Fear, ended with Hope and Fear, with a massive turning point in series history. That was the year that saw the introduction of 7 of 9, one of the most intriguing, successful, and popular characters in Star Trek's long ongoing history. So this was I never knew about this fact. Star Trek Voyager's season 4 ended with the introduction of 7 of 9, because why? The Federation was actually fighting in Sector 001 of the Battle of the Borg. So, alright. 791 appeared until Scorpion Part 2. The decision to introduce a new Borg member of the crew was actually made during the 3rd season. When the end of the season approached, the Borg had started to appear, but they're actually a threat still. Rather than a constant sense, writers were uncertain how about to make the full list of them. Late one night, Braga was at home when he saw the trailer for the 3rd season episode Unity, which dealt with a group of drones who had been cut off from the collectives to regain their former identities. And it actually hits him in the head going, you know what? How about this? Let's take a Borg drone, cut off from the collective, regain their former identities, and actually have that former Borg drone member become a crew member. Here's 709. So, her appearance generated an enormous amount of publicity for the show. Even pictures of her in her silver catsuit appears almost everywhere. Actually, one of the most popular pictures ever. Costume designer Bob Blackman points out that she actually reveals less human flesh than any other character in history of Starfleet and history of Star Trek television. As we move on here, it may look simple, but 7's silver regeneration suit was a feat of engineering. It had hardly any seams and relied on a hidden corset. And this suit it looked great, but difficult to wear. Close fit and high neck made it difficult for Jerry Ryan, who plays 709, to breathe. That would be a killer if you tried to breathe in something like that. And this actually brings us back to the Borg Queen of Star Trek First Contact. The actress that plays Alex Cringe actually had to wear a suit like this. She only had to wear it for 4 minutes. This actually brings us back to something like this. So the character of Seven was directly inspired by the Voyager episode Nudity, which was written by Ken Biller. First time anyone suggests that drones might miss the experience being part of the collective. I can't imagine being cut off from the collective. So here is on screen for the U.S.S. Dauntless. Its only appearance is Hope and Fear. It's a Voyager episode. Several months, the crew of the U.S.S. Voyager has been attempting to decode a badly damaged encrypted segment of a message that received Starfleet. Nothing they had tried has worked till Neelix brings the alien Urderus aboard. His species had an incredible facility with language that only take a few minutes to reconstruct the message. The message contains a series of coordinates that led them through to an extraordinary vessel, the Dauntless warp signature, with a Starfleet warp signature. The U.S.S. Dauntless. After Artemis spent a little more time in the message, they had watched the Starfleet Admiral tell them that the Dauntless, the experimental ship, uses quantum slipstream drive to cover vast distances in hardly any time. If the crew board it, they would be home in little as 3 months. Although the Dauntless seems to be everything they have hoped for, Janeway's suspicious. Something about it is too good to be true. Ray Wise, who plays Artemis. So here's a little trivia. Ray Wise, who plays as Artemis, appeared in Star Trek before. When he played the Mintek and Nico in the Next Generation episode, Who Watches the Watchers? Wise is one of the hard-working actors in Hollywood and is probably best known for his role as Laura Palmer's father in Twin Peaks. Good TV show. Although Dauntless was a fake ship that was created by Artemis, Starfleet ended up using a design that looked like it in the future glimpsed by Archer in Star Trek Enterprise episode Azadi Prime, in a blink you'll miss it appearance. You gotta be able to catch it. You gotta be able to catch that ship. Although Artemis obviously went a lot of effort to make Dauntless look like a real vessel, the registry ship provided the crew with 2 clues that something was wrong. The registry number on the hull is NX-01-A, but on the Master System display it's given as NX-01-A. Perhaps more importantly, the registry is remarkable close to one of the most famous ships in Earth's history, the Enterprise NX-01. We took a look at NX-01 before. That was way back. Video 4. The 4th issue. So, next month, we're going to be taking a look at the Bajoran Solar Sailor. Yes, indeed. This ancient design that travels faster than light. And we're going to be taking a look at Jim Martin's original concept drawings, how the CGI version of this ship was created. But I'm not going to call this a ship. It's a solar sailor. Very unique. And there it is. So I jumped the gun, and here it is, the U.S.S. Dauntless. Very amazing. I actually like this ship. Actually has much of an arrowhead design up here. See your bridge right up here. 7 decks in all. Your warp nacelles are right down here. And there's your And that clear blue translucent piece right here in the form of a arrow, that's your quantum slipstream. That means this ship is able to travel faster, 10,000 light years. Imagine how fast that is. So there's your registry number. Right down here. And the best part about translucent blue actually lights up. It actually looks like that it's traveling quantum slipstream. Whoopsie. Going down. But best way, I actually like this design, Dauntless class, because if I dropped it like so, it doesn't even break, and that's real cool. The warp nacelles are much sleek. The warp grills, I actually like it. I really wish Starfleet really made a vessel like this, but we can only imagine. We can only imagine. That's all we have to do is hopefully imagine. It actually has the arrowhead spear design. Basically like what Indians would use. Arrowhead spears. So the only way to put it on here, like so. So I like the U.S.S. Dauntless. Pretty cool, sleek design. I really wish they would have done something like this as a Federation ship. So, I really have nothing else to say. We're going to be taking a look at the Bajoran Solar Sailor next month. And again, my name is Dustin, and I will see you again in the next 10,000 light years.